Welcome to another edition of the Truth Zone. As always, this is your host, Truth Seeker here. And the digital ID that I have been warning people about, that others like me have been warning everybody about, is being rolled out in steps. Now you have Apple. Yes, Apple, good old Apple, rolling out the digital ID system. I was really unsure how to start today's show when it came to this with the digital ID stuff. I was really unsure exactly what I was going to say, and I'm not trying to, toot my own horn per se. And I'm not trying to say, oh, I was right, you were wrong, or anything like that. Because again, I'm not the only one that has been warning about this digital ID, this AI takeover. And it's by no coincidence that Apple is pushing this digital ID, because let's not forget that their first computer sold for $666.66. And there is a reason why this is. It's because these companies are pure evil. Apple, Microsoft, and the list goes on. I can keep going down the list of companies that are pure evil, but I would be here all day. But again, it's no coincidence that the company that has a logo that kind of mocks the forbidden fruit, from the days of the Garden of Eden in the Bible, that involved a snake. And what else is very interesting is the fact that we are in the year of the snake, and they announced this. That's very interesting stuff, to say the least. And again, let's not forget that the UK government has been pushing this digital ID. There have been other countries that have been pushing this digital ID system. And this is the way to bring this digital ID system here to America slowly but surely, because, when it's happening in other parts of the world, people really don't think much of it when they are living in America, for instance. They are like, who cares? It's happening in the UK. It's happening in Australia. And the list goes on. But now it is slowly being rolled out here in America. And this has been set up for quite some time, years and years and years. And even more recently, this all has been set up, this AI takeover and everything else has been set up by Trump. Because let's not forget, the beginning of the year, Trump announced Project Stargate. And let's not forget that he is buddies with all of these tech heads. He's buddies with Larry Ellison. He's buddies with Peter Thiel. He's buddies with all of these tech heads, including the tech heads like Apple, Tim Cook, and the list goes on. He's buddies with all of these people, and that's for a reason, because Trump has been put into place to finish the job, per se. Because remember, by 2030, Agenda 2030, you will own nothing and be happy. And here is one of Trump's good buddies, Larry Ellison, talking about this digital ID stuff.
Your body cams will be transmitting that. The police will be on their best behavior. because we're constantly watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
When you come to government and what government's doing, there are artificial intelligence tools, and some of them I know that Oracle have developed around financial management for government. But also, tell us a bit about because you're right at the forefront of this revolution, what it means for what government should do in terms of its digital infrastructure, digital ID, data centers, and so on.
How do you take advantage of these incredible AI models? And the first thing a country needs to do is to unify all of their data so it can be consumed and used by the AI model. You have to take all of your healthcare data, your diagnostic data, your electronic health records, your genomic data. And in the Middle East, in the UAE, for example, they're incredibly rich in data. They have a lot of population data. The NHS in the UK has an incredible amount of population data, but it's fragmented. It's not easily accessible by these AI models. We have to take all of this data we have in our country and move it into a single, if you will, unified data platform. So we provide context. When we want to ask a question, we've provided that AI model with all the data they need to understand our country. So that's the big step. That's kind of the missing link. We need to unify all of the national data, put it into a database where it's easily consumable by the AI model, and then ask whatever question you like.
So you're really, through the use of this, you're revolutionizing the way government works, right? The services it provides, the way that it operates. What about things like financial management, procurement? How can AI help a government operate more efficiently, more effectively, give a more direct and better service to the citizen?
Well, we have these modern financial systems. So, countries can, and all. For example, the AI system will help you do that. But again, the secret is to get all of that data in one place. Without having the basic data, it cannot answer the question about your country. I think countries are very uncomfortable with keeping their data in other countries' data centers. So I think part of our essential infrastructure, just like airports obviously need to be in our country, or they're not terribly useful. Ports need to be in our country, and they're not terribly useful. Data centers, because of the privacy requirements around the data, need to be in our countries, or they're not terribly useful. They need to be in our countries, but they also need to be secure. And there are new technologies right now. This is the last year you will ever log on to an Oracle system with a password. Next, by the middle of this year, I'm quite certain you are Tony Blair. So how do I know? Well, I look at you, I hear your voice, I listen to the kind of questions you ask. I'm pretty sure you're not synthetically created in having this conversation. The security system, we have biometric logins. The computer recognizes you. It recognizes your voice. It might ask you to put your index finger on the return key. And we're absolutely certain it's you. There's no reason to enter a password. In fact, passwords are too easily stolen. The data centers and data is being taken hostage all over the world. The ransomware business is a very, very good business. It's getting bigger and better every year. We tend not to talk about it because the American FBI has a simple advice to someone whose data has been ransomed. Just pay them because there's nothing we can do about it. But there is something we can do about it, not after the data is stolen, but before the data is stolen. We can make sure that we're using the latest security technology, and it is going to be biometrics assisted by AI to make sure that you are in fact Tony Blair.
And if that's not all, look at all of the donors for his quote unquote ballroom. Look at all of these different companies right here. Apple, Amazon, Comcast, Coinbase, Palantir, and the list goes on and on and on. I believe Lockheed Martin is one of the people involved in funding this ballroom also. So you tell me what exactly is going on, because from the looks of it, this seems like more than just a ballroom. Maybe beneath the ballroom, it is a data center, a massive data center, because Trump is really pushing these data centers too. Let's not forget that. Throughout the year, he has really been trying to push this data center, this AI stuff. But again, people will defend this man to no end when he is purposely destroying this country from the inside. Don't believe me? Look at the stuff with the whole immigrant stuff with the visas and everything else. Look at all of that if you don't believe me. This is all done by design, because this is all about their order out of chaos. This is what this is about. This is about the order out of chaos. So it's by no surprise that we are seeing all of this stuff happen. And again, the visas I'm referring to, the H-1B visas, where he literally told Laura Ingraham that, Americans pretty much were stupid and that they needed to bring in these immigrants for these jobs. So again, you tell me what is going on.
Republicans have to talk about it, Laura.
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put you.
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
I'll
give you an example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries all their lives. Making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing. It's very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems. They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say a country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant, and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
It's also by no surprise, all of this is order out of chaos, as I've already stated. But it's no surprise, too. Remember, Trump had that dinner a couple of months ago with all of these tech heads, too. And of course, the number of guests were 33. Now, there is a reason for that. 33, because these people are obsessed with numbers. These people are obsessed with these rituals. So it's no surprise that there were 33 people. And of course, Google, Microsoft, Apple, OpenAI, and Oracle were some of the companies involved with this. Meta, Facebook, and the list goes on. And now you have Apple rolling out the digital ID. So do you see how all of this works? Trump doesn't have to come out, specifically and say, oh, I support the digital ID. These companies that he is involved with, they can do it for him. It's playing both sides of the field pretty much. He's pretending to be for the people, and then he goes right around and does double speak. Now he's talking about, oh, Americans are pretty much stupid. We need to bring in these immigrants for these jobs. This is what he does constantly. He does double speak, and he treats everybody, specifically his supporters, like they are stupid. Like they are dumb. And you still will have most of his supporters defend this man, because what he does is he will, talk about this stuff, talk down about his supporters, and the list goes on. And then he will probably come out and push something like, oh, we are going after the wokes, the woke ideology, or whatever. Something to rally his base back on his side. At the end of the day, all this is like the Bible talks about, a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. Now, I'm paraphrasing that, but a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. And this is what you are seeing currently happen in this country. You are seeing everything become chaotic, unstable, because you have all of this double speak, all of this double talk, because what they are pushing the AI takeover, and people are so blinded by everything else. They are paying it no mind. They are paying it no attention for the most part, or they don't care. A lot of people are they just don't care. And it's truly sad, the times that we are in. But it's all part of the end times, because this is all leading to the beast system, the mark of the beast system, where you will not be able to buy or sell unless you have the mark. This is where all of this is leading. But as always, I thank you for stopping by. This has been another edition of the Truth Zone. As always, please like and share this video wherever. Comment down below. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. I told you all that I was going to be back in November to start uploading on a regular basis. And hopefully this is the first of many to come this month and in the months ahead. As always, God bless each and every one of you. And this is Truth Seeker signing out.